Michael's mom, Lou, and Amanda in the back. My story is in 3 parts. The first part of my story is my childhood. I come from a childhood of neglect and abuse, and
take your time.
By the time I was a teenager, I had contemplated suicide several times. And a very good friend of mine talked me into going to church and finding my faith and turning to God and trying to find help to get out of the situation that I was in. So I did that, and she was there for me, and she always told me I'd never be alone, because between God and between her, I would always have someone with me. So I left home when I was 16, and I was on my own for the next couple years, and I struggled. And when I was 18, I met my kids' father. He was an older man, and he swept me off my feet and promised me the world. And through my marriage with him, we had our ups and downs. There was some abuse and alcohol and gambling and a bad marriage. And by the time my youngest was 1.5 years old, I left and we got divorced. And so for the next 8 years, I raised my 3 kids on my own, which was very stressful. Their father didn't pay child support, so I raised them on my own, working 2 and 3 jobs to support them. And in the process of that, with the stress and just things that had gone on, I ended up turning to alcohol, and I became an alcoholic. And January 31st, 1998, I was drunk and I totaled my car. And I lost control of my car, and I had a choice between choosing a 60-foot drop or a tree, and I chose the tree. And God was definitely with me that day, because I should have died. And on point of impact, when they say your life flashes before your eyes, I tell you, mine did. My 3 kids flashed in front of my face. And from that day on, I realized that my life and my kids' lives were so important. And so that was enough of the alcohol, and I had to get my life straightened around and take care of my kids. Well, I ended up remarrying in 1999, and I was married for 11 years, and we had a good marriage for the 11 years, and then I realized that we both wanted different things. And in 2009, it was, I believe it was May or June, my daughter had introduced us to a young man, an amazing young man. His name was James Edward Byron. And in this process,
tissue.
In the process of my divorce and leaving, me and my kids and James moved to Monaca. And we struggled for the first couple months and to get on our feet. And James was in the Army Reserves, so he didn't have a full-time job, but he did odd jobs to try to help and pitch in as much as he could. And over the next several months, James realized that he found a family, and they would sit outside night after night, sitting on the porch, talking, having a good time. Well, James was scheduled to start his AIT training October 20th and in Texas. And he was kind of excited about it. And they were making plans, Amanda and James. And October 15th, James proposed to Amanda, asked him to marry him. And they were starting to make plans on when he goes down to Texas for AIT training and how she was going to come down and they were going to live on base and start their lives. And October 19th, the day before he was supposed to go down, you know, we all got up, went to work, did what we were supposed to do, and my daughter texted me at work and told me that James's dad was going to pick him up because he was going to stay the evening with his family before he left to go to Texas. So it was probably around 5 o'clock or so, and I pulled in at home, and his father pulled up shortly behind us. So he came in with me, and I went to go get James, and so I went upstairs, and as I was going up the steps, I saw James's glasses all mangled up on the steps. Well, your intuition tells you right there something's wrong. So I started going up a little further, and the closer I got upstairs, I felt even more so that something was wrong. And when I went into the door and went into the room, I saw blood splatter all over the walls and the ceilings. And I saw James's feet laying there. And so I walked closer, still didn't see a lot, but I saw James with a shotgun laying beside him. So I went even closer, and I saw that James had put the shotgun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. And the thing is, I never knew that James was so depressed or upset. So I'm begging each and every one of you to please tell somebody or talk to somebody. I will give you my phone number. You can call me any time of the day or night. I don't care where I'm at. I will be there for you. Because I didn't have the opportunity to be there for him because I didn't know. And now I have to live with that pain and those visions and those nightmares for the rest of my life. You have no idea what you're going to do to your family. So please get the help that you need now. Turn to God, turn to us, turn to Mike, turn to the pastor. Please get help. And Mike, I want to tell you and Kelly and Pastor and Sister Pam, I am so grateful that you guys have brought this together for people to get the help that they need. And I hope that this works in some way. If it just helps save one person's life, it's all worth it.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.